A new device could be a major breakthrough in how we treat Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, and all it takes is a little saliva. A team at Carleton University has developed a device that can detect these diseases in their early stages, and we could see it used in the next few years. Joining us from Ottawa this morning is the team's lead, Ravi Prakash. Good morning. Welcome to Your Morning.
Hi, good morning, Anne-Marie. Thanks for having me.
In 2020, nearly 600,000 Canadians lived with dementia, while more than about 100,000 live with Parkinson's. Both of those numbers are expected to rise dramatically in the next few years, by 2030. Why does this device mark such a breakthrough in the way that we detect and even treat these diseases?
Well, there are a couple of factors that make this device so unique and important to continue to pursue. One, that it actually is able to target clinical biomarkers. So as you know, as others know, that there's no clinical diagnosis available right now for Parkinson's. And when it comes to Alzheimer's, there is spinal tap-based immunoassays available, but they're not very sensitive. So there's a real need to produce clinical diagnostic point-of-care devices which can be readily available for rapid testing. And the second reason is the ability to do this non-invasively, because like most of these conditions affect the older population, and going through a spinal tap or more invasive testing is really painful and problematic for them. So for both these reasons, I think this is a valuable onset of technology.
We mentioned off the top, all it takes is a little saliva. So how does it work?
So, we've all done COVID swab tests. So it's a bit like that. You have to collect saliva samples using a cheek swab or through passive drool. Once the sample has been collected, with a little pre-treatment, it's loaded into the microfluidic, a little channel that brings it to on top of the sensor. And what we have is an electronic sensor that responds to the presence of the analyte, in this case misfolding of certain proteins, by creating a current or a voltage response, which is read by the reader.
And is this something that could be used just by your doctor, or you use the example of a COVID test? Is this something they could do at home themselves?
So at the moment, we are kind of focusing this towards long-term cares, clinicians, outpatient clinics, hospitals, can be used by nurses. Because of how vital the quantitative readings and the information there is, we think that this would be the first stage of implementation. But by all means, because it's non-invasive, the sample can be collected non-invasively. It's possible that it can become a penside or a bedside test eventually.
In the longer term, your team has ambitions for this device to go beyond just detecting Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. What other applications are you hoping for it to be used as?
So I would say our pie in the sky ambition is to because what we have seen and what others have seen is that a lot of the pathogenesis pathways are quite similar in these neurodegenerative diseases. So like misfolding of proteins or aggregation of proteins leads to these conditions emerging first in the peripheral and then in the central nervous system leading up to the brain. So we are trying to develop a multi-analyte sensor, which can essentially look at a multitude of these analytes and hopefully find early onset of not just one, but multiple neurodegenerative diseases, including Parkinson's and Alzheimer's.
It is fascinating and exciting at the same time. Ravi Prakash, thank you so much.
Again, thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.